Okay.
Hi everyone, and a big welcome once again to Microsoft PowerNight. This is another episode, and it's going to be an exciting one for everyone that joins us. The last time we met, we had Babatunde Akonde on the show, who showed us how easy it is to create a Microsoft Power application. Were able to build a functional application from Microsoft Teams. When you come to think about it, there are a lot of benefits that already integrated into Microsoft Teams. Right away from Microsoft Teams, we're able to build an application, and even today, we'll be able to build a chatbot. It's Personally, I'm excited because we're going to learn something really awesome. Just to drop it as a note today that yesterday when I finished my exam on Microsoft Power Platform Functional Consultant, a lot of questions were asked about how Power virtual agents often work even within Microsoft Teams. And maybe if I had this session before the exam, maybe I would have be more stronger. But at least I'm happy I passed. I'm willing to learn more, through this session. We have a very special guest today with us, and I'm going to share more about her later. So just give me 30 seconds while we have a countdown, and I will encourage you to share this and notify your friends and colleagues to join the show tonight. All right, let's have the countdown. Okay, welcome back, and a big thank you again for sharing this, and as we expect more people to join. Today, I have a special guest with me, like I said the other time, in person of Lajide Bello. In case you've not heard from her again before, this is the second time we're having her on this show. The very first time that was the International Women's Week. She was able to give us a lot of stories about how she started in the tech space and how she has progressed, how she moved into Power Platform, and a wonderful thing as those wonderful things she's doing. Interesting thing also is that today we were able to go live for the year, the Microsoft Power Niger series. If you know Fonyola Jidebe, if you know Microsoft Power Niger, you will know Fonyola Jidebe. Just like when you know the program, you know Fonyo. When you know Fonyo, you know the program. I'm so happy because it's something big that is coming. It's a parent community, if I may say, to Microsoft PowerNight, because the inspiration that we are sharing with you now came from that community, and we're going to keep sharing more of the content and the link to join that community as well. So the more resources you have around you, the more use cases, the more you are able to learn this thing faster, and even have access to a huge community that can help you walk through, and learn on this journey. Today, we are going to be building an application, not an application, but a chatbot within Microsoft Teams that sort of answer one or two questions. And you're going to see how easy it is. So I'm not going to build that, and I'm not taking over that, but rather in introducing our guest in person of Fonya Olajide Bello. Thank you so much, Fonya, and welcome once again to Microsoft PowerNight.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ola, for having me again.
True.
It's really exciting to be here, and I'm super excited about what you're doing, about the Power Night series. It has been fantastic so far, and kudos and well done.
Thank
okay,
you.
So do I start now?
Yes.
All right. So I'm sharing my screen shortly. Okay. So we have I'm going to be looking at the Power Virtual Agents tonight, and basically understanding how. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can, but not in an enlarged. Okay, it's more of a presentation mode.
Presentation mode. Okay, let me exit. Okay, 1 second. It's okay. Let me just do it this way.
Okay, use the button down there. Okay, okay.
Because I have two screens, so it's expanding to the next. It's presenting on the
Oh,
next one, not this one.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
But we
So
can
it's
see your
fine.
screen now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to be looking at Power Virtual Agents today. I'm basically building a change agent bot, right? So
So you
every
can
organization.
sorry. You can also click on the hide screen share button.
All
That
right.
okay.
So every organization has every employee, all their employees are constantly asking different questions, right? Every time there's always constant questioning going on, either to the service desk, technology service desk, or either to the HR help desk, or either to the help desk in procurement, or either to some logistics assistance personnel. So we see that there's always this constant engagement between employees and the employer and the business, right? They want to know, oh, I need a pool car. I need to get to my customer. How do I get one? How do I request for one? How many leave days am I entitled to? Or if I take maternity in a particular year, am I also entitled to my leave days? So those questions are constantly going round and round the organization. And we discover that a lot of these questions are the same questions. Or what happens is we have the knowledge worker answering those questions multiple times, right? So in HR help desk, somebody has asked me, if I go on maternity leave in this year, am I entitled to my annual leave? I've answered that question. Next week, I have somebody else asking me. The following week, I have somebody else asking me, right? And I also have other things I'm doing because my full-time job is not to be answering all of these questions. So this is a situation that we can all relate to. And we're constantly spending a chunk of our time during the day answering all of these questions that we've answered previously. Like, so what's the way out, right? A chatbot. Really, a chatbot is the way out. A chatbot should take care of your level one support. And that's why when you go to websites and you say immediately you get in, you see just a pop-up saying, oh, hi, how can I help you today? And we see a lot of companies have started using the bot technology and the bot framework on their company websites to help provide answers to the questions that our customers have when they visit the website. And like it's really easy because you just chat with the bot and you get your answers. Previously, a couple of years back, we'd have to scroll through the website multiple times to find the answers. And we're bringing this home to our organization because we want our employees to do more with less. We want them to automate repetitive tasks so that they have space to become more productive and focus on the more important stuff. So that's where the Power Virtual Agent comes in, right? So today we're going to talk about Power Virtual Agent, how you can build it. So some of the things I've spoken about are real life scenarios of building a bot, right? You have the bot to answer all these day-to-day questions that your users have. And whenever the questions can be answered by the bot, then it can be escalated to someone who can take care of the user. All right, so oh boy, let's see, let's see. Now, this is our agenda for today. I'm going to talk about me. Well, I said a lot already. Anyway, look at the Power Platform, very high level, nothing in depth. But I can't seem to get into the Power Virtual Agent without just starting on the high level how everything connects together. And then we're going to look at the Power Virtual Agent in Teams and the Power Virtual Agent on the web, right? What is it? What's the difference? So a lot of us know that there's a Power Virtual Agent version on the web and there's one in Teams. What's the difference? And then we'll go into our demo for today. So who am I? My name is Foyin Olajide. Of course, I'm a Microsoft MVP, that's the most valuable professional in business apps, right? So business apps is everything, the Power Platform, Dynamics, they're all called business applications in Microsoft. I'm a cloud consultant with Avanade. I am a community lead. I've last spoken extensively about this. I'm one of the community leaders in Nigeria, constantly driving engagement and knowledge sharing in our community in Nigeria. I also I'm a certified professional and all of the other stuff you see there, right? But this is me. Outside of work, I'm a mom and I'm a wife and a mother of three children, right? So I am also very passionate about helping women in technology, women who want to grow and get started, And that's one of the reasons why I have founded Textilers, and I'm currently running along with other passionate women across the globe, just seeing how we can, this knowledge that we have, how can we pass it on to other women who want to get started in technology, and just give back and keep giving back. And I think that's what the community is all about. So I'm also a mentor with Mentors. Mentors helps also helps mentoring women in tech. So I'm a mentor there. We call it mentor, like women mentor. And I'm also a member of the Dynamics Con advisory team, which I'm very proud of. So if you're part of Dynamics Con in March, yeah, I'm one of the people behind just thinking things through. So these are my handles here, and that's how you get to me. Okay, now the Power Platform. Like Ola has said, Tunde was here last week to talk about Power Apps. I know he also had Reza a couple of weeks ago talking about Power Automate. So Power Virtual Agents is one of these 4 applications that make up the Power Platform. And it's like the baby of the house, so to say, because it's the most recent one that was just released in the Power Platform tools family. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So we call it the no code bots. So previously, if you wanted to develop a bot, you would need a pro developer to help you out, because they had to write a lot of code and use Lewis on Azure to build out the bot and then give it to you before you can deploy it in certain environments. But now the good news is Power Virtual Agents is here, and you don't need the pro dev anymore. Well, not just yet, but you can get to a reasonable length with your bot, being a seasoned developer. And what does this bot do? Right, it helps you to create very sophisticated AI-powered chatbots, right, that can resolve common issues, common problems, answer common questions all around the clock. Yes, because it's a bot, so they don't go to sleep like us, right? And it also helps gives this graphical user interface, which we will see in a bit, where you can see how you're plugging in your questions and your answers, and you can basically see the transitioning as it goes and it's being answered by the bots. And you can test in real time to see how your bot responds to the questions and the answers, and fine tune accordingly, right? So the Power Virtual Agent bot can be published on Microsoft Teams, on Facebook, on the website, mobile and custom applications also, and it uses the Azure bot services channel. Now, this is what the stack looks like. So what Microsoft has done is they have their standard bot technology, bot framework on Azure Cognitive Services. And what they have done is they have put the Power Virtual Agent on top of that. So it's not a new technology. All they've done is they've wrapped the Power Virtual Agent around their existing technology to make it easy for you and I, as citizen developers, to build these bots without writing a single line of code, right? So, and that's what the whole citizen development brings into play. So that's how the Power Virtual Agent stack works. So it's still running off of the Azure's AI, Azure's Cognitive Service, Azure Bot Services, but they put that graphical interface on top of it to make it easy for us to build and to use. All right, so what's the big difference, right? We have Power Virtual Agents in Teams, and we have Power Virtual Agents on the web. Now, most important thing is, first of all, for the Power Virtual Agents in Teams, once you have your Teams license, you are covered, right? You don't need to pay any extra for having your Power Virtual Agents set up in Teams environments. Right? If you are building out of Teams, it's covered, which I think is very fantastic. This was just released last year. The Power Virtual Agents web app is different because this is licensed separately, and you have to pay for per sessions. So the more your users interact with the bots, the more you have to pay, right? So licensing is very sensitive, but there's a licensing guide on Power Virtual Agents web, and you can take a look at that. So now, Power Virtual Agents for Teams is used by employees, right? It's mostly targeted at your in-house audience, right? So say you have your all of it. The bot is for your employees, like maybe an HR bot or a service desk bot. This is focused for employees within the organization. Then you can use the Power Virtual Agent for Teams. But if your audience is external, so you want to publish your bot on Facebook, you want to publish your bot on your custom website or on your custom mobile applications, you want to integrate the bots there, then you have to get the Power Virtual Agent web app. The Power Virtual Agent in Teams cannot be used outside of Teams. So these are the major differences between the two. Used in Teams alone, the Power Virtual Agent for web can be used outside of Teams, like on Facebook, integrated with your website or your custom web applications. So these are most of the differences. And we start to talk about the web maybe when you have your customers, you want the bot to attend to your customers who are outside of your domain, outside of your employee, outside of your tenants, then you use the web. All right. Of course, I put a note here that is based on the policies of the organization. So I said it can be built by anybody in across the organization. Like anyone can literally go to Teams and build this. Or some organizations have implemented governance in Teams and have said, no, we don't want just anybody building bots within our team environment. We want only specific people, So if you go to your Teams and you don't see the Power Virtual Agent, then that's probably because your IT admin has locked that bit of it. All right, so let's go into our demo. What are we looking at today? We're looking at how to create your first bot in Teams. Fantastic. How to create topics. What are topics? How do you modify the default topics, system topics? How do you bring questions in? How do I put in additional authors? What if a question there's no answer in the bot? What are the various ways you can manage it? We'll talk a bit about environment and how you can export your bot across tenants. Hopefully, I cover everything before Ola takes the stage back. So let's go into it. This is my team.
I will try not to disrupt. I will try not to disrupt.
So let me just take this to my other screen. I can keep an eye on the things I want to talk about. Okay, how did I get here? This is Microsoft Teams. You come here and search for Power Virtual Agents. You can see popping up here, select, and boom, you get this screen here. Okay, so how do we start? Start now, basically. So the first thing you need to already have an existing team where you want to attach the bot to, right? So when I say team, this is what I mean. Teams. I have a lot. I have lots of my tenants. So you need to have created one for your bot. Okay, so for the sake of those who don't know how to create a team, let me just do this. So join or create team. So I create a team from scratch. It's fine, it's public, and I'll call it bot 101, right? So create. Okay, so this is done. So the next thing I'm going to do is, skip this later. So we have our bot 101 team here. Then we come to the Power Virtual Agent and we click on Start Now. So the first thing it's going to ask us to do is, where do you want to host your bots? Right? It has to sit on a team. So these are all the teams I have access to, and this is my bot 101. So I create and continue. So I have to wait a bit, just for a few minutes for it to complete the creation process. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, the next thing we're going to talk about is topics. So what are topics? Topics are categorizations of your knowledge, right? So my boss is ready to use. Categorizations of the different knowledge bases or knowledge areas you have in your organization. So now, this bot is going to help us. I'm going to call it our service desk. Service desk. So create. Now, the service desk bot is going to help your employees or our employees of So Productive with their questions around various areas. my laptop is not working. I can't access my email, or I can't log into the VPN. The daily questions that users have, right? So that's the purpose of these bots. So our bot is launched. You can see here that we are in bot 101. We're in our team that we created bot 101 and our service desk bot. So this is where we are. Now, first thing you do is you come to topics. This is topics. These are entities. This is analytics, which is used to view the um, statistics of your users, the way they've been engaging on each topic, right? So it helps you to make intelligent decisions. Setting up a bot is not a one-off process, it's a continuous process. So if you are the knowledge worker who created these bots, you need to go there from time to time to find out, is this topic I put even relevant, right? Some topics may become irrelevant. So if maybe we just rolled out teams in the organization and everyone was having questions around teams, so many questions, but after 6 months, everybody's already comfortable. You may not need all of those topics around that area anymore. Or maybe your organization just sent out new laptops to all the employees because of COVID. People had to work from home, and you had several topics around setting up the system. Very soon, those topics may not be needed again because everybody has gotten comfortable with them. So, how can you know that people don't need these topics anymore? You know that from the analytics. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit. So that's what it's for. This is to publish and this is settings. All right. So as you can see, our bot is up now and we have topics here. It always comes with these 12 topics. As at today, it may increase tomorrow. So these are what we call default and system topics, right? So you can see all these ones below. They're called system topics and you cannot turn them off. They're always on, right? So we have these default sample topics. These topics were put there by Microsoft to help you understand how it works and help you know that, okay, if you want to create your own topic, this is what a simple topic looks like, right? So you go into it. This is the name of your topic. You can put a friendly name if you want, the description, and then your trigger phrase. What is a trigger phrase? A trigger phrase is the phrase that your user, I'll just keep calling them users, right? Your audience, your user types into the bot and it goes straight to get the answer. So like the question, you can say your trigger phrases are your FAQs, your questions. And then if a user says this, what do you want your bot to say? If a user says that, what do you want your bot to say? So like here, you can say that this is a simple topic and it has when are you closed, when are you open, when are your store hours, your daily opening hours, right? So if you go into the canvas, you would see the response that they've put in. So if my user asks any of these questions here in the trigger phrase, right? What I want to say to the user at first is, oh, I'm happy to help you with store hours. And our Redmond stores are open from these hours, and our Seattle stores are open in these hours, and the conversation ends. So this is how a simple topic works. So let's create our own topic, right? So let me go back. And you can turn all of this off. If you don't turn them off, your users may ask a question related to any of these topics. And they'll start seeing Redmond and Seattle. They'll be wondering what's going on. I thought we were in Nigeria. So you have to remember to turn off your topics, turn off the sample topics. They are very important. But turning it off doesn't mean you can't.
Thank you for noting this for you. Now I will make sure that I'm not sending out irrelevant response to my people in case they mention questions that relate to that topic. So it's important we switch it off.
Yes, it is. It is very important. So then the next thing before we create our topic, the next other important thing is the greeting, right? So Microsoft has put this greeting topic in as a system topic, which is helpful to us because we don't have to start cracking our head around greeting. So they've put 52 triggers of possible greetings that people can say. Now, the greeting is usually what people say at the beginning of a conversation. So you can just say hi to the bot or hello, good morning, good afternoon, hello, agent, and all of these plenty greetings, right? Then you can now come into please note that you can also take things out. So if you feel, hello, madam, who's going to be saying madam to a bot? That one is not relevant for us. You can delete it. What is that, hello, madam?
So funny.
Hello, madam. I say, no, my boss is not a madam. I beg, you know. So now you now come into the authoring canvas, and they can now say, okay, so if somebody says hi to my bot, what do I want to say? And the virtual agents, I can't because no, I'm not answering questions around accounts or stores or orders. Right? This is a service desk bot, so you can say, hi, I am the service desk bot. Service desk bot. So then I can help you with technology related questions. So we don't have human agents, so we can remove this one. So what can I help you with today? So this is fine. Then sometimes the organization may have maybe an e-learning portal or a knowledge base or somewhere where content has been created for user education. So you can also direct them there. Please remember to go to, I'll come to the next line. You can just say go to learning blah 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 to view additional help guides. Just remind them that the IT team has created some additional help guides for them and they can view it from here. And you can put this in the hyperlink like this. Just don't save it. So yeah. Okay, so this our greeting is fine. We save our greeting topic. All right, so let's create our own. Let's see what do we want to talk about today. So we can say, let me use something I'm familiar with, like Teams, right? Teams. Or let me say, what is Teams? No. This I can say Teams, then I'll say definition. So this is another important thing because as your knowledge base starts to grow, you want to be able to find the topics easily, right? So these are the only things you'll be seeing in the list of topics. You need to be able to find them easily. So Teams definition, then what is Teams? What else can the user see? Meaning of Teams. What else can they say? What's what is team? Meaning of Teams. Teams definition. Microsoft Teams.
Exactly. I was about saying that.
So like that, Sha. Then we now go to authoring canvas. Now, one of the new things that is coming up soon is the ability for the bot to see conflicting triggers. Hello? Okay. The ability for the bot to see conflicting triggers. So if you have entered a trigger like this in another topic, that's coming soon. If you enter a trigger like this in another topic, the bot can pick it out and show you that, oh, you have used this trigger before and this, so you can fine tune easily. So you just say things with a blah 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 blah. And then you now come here and say end conversation. Now Microsoft has created this end of conversation as part of the system topics. And what it does is it will end the conversation with a survey. So if I come here and I say, and then the thing about it is you can test your bot immediately, right? So if I come and I say, what is Teams? So you can see this exact, and you can see the way it's tracking it by the side. So you say Teams is did that answer your question? This part of the end conversation topic. So I can say yes, it did, and it asked me to rate. I rate it. Did you need help with anything else? No, thanks. And thank you for chatting with me. Bye. The conversation has ended. Okay, so this is how to create a new topic for yourself. We're talking about how to modify the default topic, like the greetings. Now how do you import questions? So you're now saying, will I be creating all these questions one by one, or we have an FAQ you already have this FAQ in PDF format. Is there where I can bring it in directly? I have 1,000 questions. How will I be loading one by one? Fantastic news. Yes, you can bring the whole thing in. And you do that by storing those questions in a secure location, right? I'll call it a secure public location. So an example is an Azure Blob Storage. You can't use OneDrive or SharePoint because any location that requires authentication, you won't be able to, it won't be, the bot can pull in questions from there. So how do you get questions in? Go to suggested questions and put the link here. You can see HTTPS. It has to be HTTPS, otherwise you can't pull it in. So you can use a blob storage location, or you can use a maybe a website location. If you have a location on your website where I've been able to put the document in, and you can get an HTTPS URL link that requires zero authentication. And just put the link here, add it, and it will load all your questions in for you. All right. So that's how to import questions by bulk. Now, I'm part of the it's not just, I'm not the only one working on this service desk bot. There are 5 of us that are on this project and are trying to create this bot. Am I the only one that can edit these bots? Am I the only one that can update the questions on these bots? The answer is no. You can always co-author on your bots and have additional authors on your bots. How do you do that? Come to the team that is hosting that bot. Here, these are bots 101. And you add owners. So I'll come here, just the way we do, I add people on our team. Come here and add manage team. Then I can come here, add member, search for somebody like admin. So add. If you leave this person as a member, the person will not be able to edit that bot, but can view it. So the person can come to our virtual agents, go to the service desk bot, view everything that is going on there, but the person won't be able to edit it. But when you have the person as an owner of this team where the bot is hosted, then the person has rights also to edit the bot alongside you. So that's how you have additional authors in your bots. All right. So how do we manage unknown questions? So let me jump back to my bots. I didn't talk about, okay, I'll go to how you put. So you come to chatbots, you don't need to go to create again. After you created your bots, the next time you come to chatbots, you will see your bots here. So you can edit your bots. So edit, then it's coming up. All right, so let me go to my topic. So team definitions and sorry, Ola. I also edit that part. My children. All right.
Yeah, it's understandable.
That's the life of a mother. I've been telling them, don't call me, don't call me. They'll still come and do what it should. Okay, so now let's assume that the bot says, what is OneDrive? It's just saying, I can't understand you, please report. This is not what we want. So the first thing you need to do is you need to turn on what we call system fallback. So what the fallback system topic does is it helps the system to answer unrecognized triggers. That's basically unknown questions, unrecognized triggers, right? So we've turned this on. Now I want to go into the topic. So it's a topic, but it's not on, or it's not always on by default. You have to turn it on. So this is the fallback topic. So it just basically says whenever a user inputs an unrecognized trigger phrase, what do you want to happen? So it redirects them to escalate. Okay, so let's look at the escalate topic. Escalate. So apart from unrecognized triggers, these are the other things that if a person says, it would go to escalate. I need to talk to someone, I need to talk to an agent, all that. So it comes to the escalate topic, and you can say what it's just saying is that to connect to a person now, click on the following link. So let's assume that you have maybe you still have your service desk portal, right? But you want this to be the first point of call for all employees. So you can ask everybody to come to the bot. Then when they ask a question that there's no answer to, that is when you want them to now be directed to the service desk portal where they log a ticket. What you can do is you can come here and just put your service portal link here to service desk portal and put the URL here like that. If I link it the way I showed us before, and click on save. So if I come here and I say, what is OneDrive? You can see the response is different from what we saw before because we had turned on the system, the fallback system topic. So you see, what is OneDrive, and then exactly what we're facing here. So, but what if you don't want to do that? What if you want the questions to go into a Teams channel, right? So we have a Teams workspace for the experts, and you want any question or not the experts or the team that is in charge of this portal or of these bots of this service export, ensuring that it's always up to date. So I'm a member of that team, and I want to know when anybody asks a question that doesn't have an answer, so that I can always know the next questions I need to be updating in my bots, right? So you can have a team workspace for it. So what we can do is on this topic now, we'll edit it and say, rather than this, let's do something, right? Let's add a call to action. And here we're going to go into Power Automate now. So Power Automate, we're going to say turn an adaptive card to a Teams channel, right? This is what we want. Continue. So that's why I said the Power Platform in itself, it's all together, right? It's all together. And that's why it's important. And that's why I also appreciate what Ola is doing, right? It's not just facing one aspect of it or only Power BI. No, what he's doing is he's bringing the different tools to the PowerNight so that we all have a rounded knowledge of the Power Platform. You may not be a pro in everything, but it's important that at least you have some understanding of how each element works. So this is my let me say my escalate flow. My escalate flow. All right. Let me see. What do I want to do? Yes, I want to I think I missed out one step. 1 second. Yeah, this is the team I want to send it to on the general channel, right? Okay, so I think I have everything I need. So when a text that is unrecognized comes in, it triggers this flow and sends this out to the users. I usually edit something here. Another thing you can do is you can add the Office 365 users um function.
Okay, to retrieve the name or more details about the person.
Exactly. So
That's get
let's
user
see.
profile.
Exactly. Get user profile. So here you will now pick name of user. Yeah, name of user there. Then here we can now we'll leave this as is. Then what we can now do is we can add an action to send an email. So immediately the guys say immediately they click on that the issue has been resolved, this user will get an email. So you can now use send an email. So because I've pulled the profile, I can pick the person's email here. Where's my dynamic content? So I can say user email, mail, yeah, mail. And you can say answer to question now available on SDBot, something like that. So you can just give a message here for the user. So just copy this and paste it. Of course, you can say hello and pick the name of the person. Name. Okay. And then you can say, please be informed that your answer is now on the bot. Okay, so let's close this. Check. And also double check this title. Okay, let's test. We can always edit as we go. So save. Okay. All right. So let me go back. You have to save. If you don't save it and you go back, it's going to affect your all your flow will not be saved. It's always important to save, otherwise you lose your changes. Okay, so now let me add my flow that I've created. So before, when we came here, we only saw create a flow, but now our flow is here. So I can select it. Now there are three variables that are going into the flow, remember. So now here I can say by default, Power Virtual Agents will give you user display name and user ID. So I want the user ID here in my user because that's what I'm using to get my user profile. Then my title can be, I can put the display name here. Sometimes I take it out if I don't need it, right? So then save. Okay, let me see. I have to put a description. Okay. What we can do is from the flow, if you delete these parameters, you won't need to enter anything there. So, but let me just put this here so that it will save. All right, so let's test now. So now if I say, what is OneDrive? So it has run my flow, right? And also done this. So let's go to Teams. In fact, we should actually take this one off because we don't need it anymore. What we should be telling them now is your question has been sent. Your question has been sent to the experts, and you will be notified by email once the answer is available, right? Something like that, so that the user understands what is going on. Because here we're just leaving the user hanging. Then if you have an agreed SLA, you can say maybe in 24 hours or in 48 hours. So in 48 hours, like that. Okay, that said, now let me see. No point ending the conversation with a survey because we did not answer the user's question. So if you end with a survey, the user will just rate us 1. So let's leave it like that. All right. So let me go to my team. Let's check what's going on there. General. So you can see The adaptive card has been posted, but it's passing something we don't want as the title. This is the title and this is the description, So you can go back to your flow and update the and escalate flow, to ensure that it's passing the parameters that are important to you, that you want the people to see. And then what now happens is if the user clicks on this close, because we said you should send an email. Once the user clicks on the close, you just see that the issue is resolved. So we're working as a team. 5 or 6 of us are working as a team on this particular bot. So anybody that comes here today to say, okay, where are the topics I didn't get any responses to, or anytime during the day, they can say that, oh, okay, phone has already resolved this. Okay, let me move to the next one. And you can also reply on top of this to say I'm working on it, so that nobody else picks this ticket or this unanswered topic while you are investigating it. So that's how it works. Ola, mic check. Hope you can still hear me.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So that's how flow comes in. And your design can take different. You can do different things like what I've shown. You can decide, oh, you don't want to send them to a Teams. You don't want to send the question to a Teams channel. You want to send them to a service desk portal or another location where somebody else can answer the question. So it's totally up to you. But these are some of the most common use cases I have seen and I worked on in the real world, right? So the next thing is environments. So some of us that are more administrative may wonder, okay, where is this bot stored? Where is the back end? What's going on at the back? So I will show that to us now. Let me go to my tenants. I come to 1 second. Okay, let me bring it here. I come to. And so then, yeah, over here. And so we go like. Oh, sorry. The video. All right. So I come here and I come to solutions. Now, your Power Virtual Agent sits in the default solution. So if you come to flow.microsoft.com and you come to solutions, loading. Okay, you come to default solution. Okay, and you filter by bots. Bot or chatbot. Let me see. Chatbot. You can see it's right here. So this was going at the back. Everything is stored in default,
Interesting.
and it is found in your default solution. So this is where it is. Now, you may be in a situation where maybe in your environment, in your office or your organization, you have a different tenants for tests. You have another tenant for production. I'm not talking about environment now, totally different tenants. So something like so productive test, for very high level standard organizations, you usually have a whole tenant for test, where before you do anything in production, you go and do it in the test tenant first. If it works, then you bring it to production, right? So now imagine you have done all this work, you have loaded the questions, you've done UAT, everybody is happy, and everything is now here in your test tenant. How do you move it to the production tenants? Are you going to start all over again? That's a lot of work after all the fine-tuning and all. So what you just need to do is you come to this place, and that's why this information is very important. These are some of the things I'm bringing out today are the things that I struggled with when I started with PVA. I had to research before I found answers. So you come here, and the first thing you do is this. You cannot export you can't export a default solution, right? So if I come here, I click on default, it's grayed out. So what you need to do is you need to create your own solution. So you come here and we say bot 101 solution. Publisher, you can pick default and create. Okay, so my solution is here. Then the next thing I now need to do is I now need to come here, filter by the bots. Where's my filter? Okay, that's bots. Okay, click this, then I'm coming. Let me think. Reference. Wait. Okay. No. Sorry. Create a new solution. Come into the solution. All I have to remove that part. Reference. Come into your newly created solution. Then add an existing bot. Where is it? Chatbot. Chatbot. So it will now show here. You will now add it. Then you will now export this bot 101 solution. So you can see so many things are here. So all your topics, or 1,000 of everything will just fall into this custom solution. Then you can then pick this solution and export. Download the exported file. You can use manage or managed. But if it's managed, you can't you will not be able to edit it in production. Just or if it's unmanaged, it means that once you move the solution to production, you can still edit it. So ideally, if you're moving from test to production, use the managed solution, then you export. And once you have the exported file, just come back to the tenants. If you have another tenant, you can come back to that tenant, any other place you want to put it. You go to that tenant. If you have a different environment in that tenant, go there, just come to solutions and import it. And then the whole bot comes from one tenant to another. Even if you want to move it from one environment to another, this is also a way you can do it. Just browse to the file and import it. So that's how to move your solution across tenants. Okay.
Sorry, just a quick question here for you.
Yes.
When you export your bot from one environment and you are importing it to another, how about the bots, the Power Automate flow that you create? Is it going to be exported alongside?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
everything is going to be there. Let me see. Everything is going to be there in this thing. Let me see if it will show. I'm not sure it shows up in the solution, but let's check. But I know it's going to be there because I tested it. I've used it before.
That's really great.
Okay, so I'm almost at the top of the hour, and I've been able to successfully cover everything. It's not showing, but it goes along with it. It goes along with the solution because it's inside it. It's embedded in the service desk bot, so it will go along.
And did you export this one as a managed or unmanaged solution?
I used manage.
Oh, that's why you cannot edit. Okay.
You can't edit if it's a managed solution. You can't edit. When it's unmanaged, when you move it to that new tenants, you can still play around with it. But managed solutions are locked, so you won't be able to edit it. All right. So thank you so much for having me on the show today. If there are any other questions around, bots are so interesting. There's the analytic part and all, but I think those are the more complex areas. The analytics, you can just click on it, you will see all the statistics starts to grow as your users make use of it. So if you come here, you see the customer satisfaction, you see the usage per topic that I was talking about. You can make your decisions and all based on that. So all of this is also this analytics, and it's also available with the web version. So we can say that all of the things that we are doing is within Teams. We are not going out of Teams. That's the beauty of the Power Virtual Agent in Teams. Just and when we even went to the Power Automate, it didn't launch in a browser. It was all
True.
within Microsoft Teams. I found that very interesting. So this is where your statistics will come as you start to use it. You can see resolution rate drivers, escalation rate, abandon rate drivers. So all these things you will see them here per topics, and then you will start to make your decision. So everything is empty now because we just built our bots. So we don't have any engagement yet with it. So yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
wow.
I'm done for today.
Wow, to be very honest, this is one thing that I have observed about the change that technology bring closer to us these days is they are less appreciated. They are highly underrated. But it takes
Mhm.
someone who has who has dwelled long within that space, tech space, someone who knows the nitty gritty of developing an application, the nitty gritty of building a chatbot. Someone was asking me, the license. I was like, it's about 1,000 US dollars per annum. Sorry, I think per month, for an organization to use the portal and those things. I was, wow, 470,000 naira. I was like, that's huge. Oh, but if you know what it takes, one, to build a chatbot in the past, it's
From
not just
scratch.
one person. Yes, from scratch. You have to set up a team, the hosting service, and everything you incur. You can't deliver in a day or like 1 week that you will deliver when you are using the Microsoft Power Virtual Agent. There are a lot of values. There are a lot of, in fact, the turnaround time and the time to market, which is the turnaround time, is something really fascinating. Once you build using the web platform, I when I tested it the last time, I realized I can integrate immediately to my social media platform. I can integrate to my website. As simple as that. And as you are making update to this thing, the updates are also taking effect once you save and push to live. So it is something really valuable that I also believe that when we go over it, personally for myself, I'm going to go over this again, recreate this same solution, customize it to something I can use. And the more we do that, the more we get to understand what is obtainable and tailor it towards the unique use cases within your organization. If you're able to do one for yourself, and then it's easier to spot opportunities within your organizations and then develop and just show them. I've built this bot. Is currently in one of my test teams, especially in this part of the world. We don't need to reach out to any admin before you can create a Teams channel. Or a Microsoft Teams on Teams. You can easily go ahead and do that. It's not spend money. So you can have an environment not an environment, but a Teams for yourself, and where you have channel, but it's for testing. Add yourself there, and then you can be pushing your solution, your adaptive card, push them there, and push your bots there, test them over and over again. Then you can present it, to the necessary unit or team that you believe that make use of it. That way you are showing value not by talking, but by doing. So in doers we believe, in doers we trust. So you've done something and you show them, I've done this, come and have a look at it. So for me, this is a huge value, especially with the things you have explained to us as to managing this. It took you a longer time to learn this because through practice. But see, that's the benefit of having someone like me, Microsoft most valuable professional like you with us, because I don't have to go that same length or maybe 6 months, 1 year of rigorous work. And now you have given it to us, free. There's no way we can thank you enough for the wealth of wisdom that you have shared with us today. A lot of people are really saying thank you, on our YouTube channel. Thank you from Billy Kisu, Aziz is saying thank you for being a good teacher. I'm also, I'm really encouraged and I'm saying thank you on behalf of the community. Thank you so much for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ola. Thank you for hosting the show. Thank you for your consistency. I mean, the community, that's what we do. We have so many super power addicts around the world, all ready to support and assist. And I'm happy that I'm also in that position today to teach what took me so many nights to learn.
Honestly.
So yes, it's a privilege and I'm grateful. And my thanks to everyone who's up so late to join us, tonight. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you learned one thing or the other.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And in the next episode of Microsoft PowerNight. We're going to be considering another interesting topic as well. Just to note that our next session will be coming up on the 24th of April. So that is the 2 weeks time. We have a lot of other, time to meet. But before that time, don't forget, like I mentioned, there is this Microsoft Power User Group Nigerian community, which we started our series today. It is 4 p.m. every Saturday that we meet to do similar thing like this. You learn and learn again, and that way you master what you know and you grow in confidence. When we send in communication to our community member, we're going to include the link to join the Microsoft Power User Group, the one for Nigeria, so that you can also benefit even while Microsoft PowerNight event is not holding. And then when it's holding again, you learn twice. Like today, we're there to learn how to build an expense tracking application. We started the journey today. And tonight again, we're here to learn my Power Virtual Agent. Next week, you continue the learning. And the week after that time, you learn twice again. It's awesome, because there are many learning opportunities that, we are bringing close to
It
you.
is. It is.
It's exciting. So thank you, everyone. And thank you for you once again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for joining. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, thank you. And we're going to say bye for now with a 30 seconds count.
Bye.